What up, what up? Salvador Brigman here, and welcome back to the Crowdfunding Demystified YouTube channel. If it's your first time tuning in, go and check out some of my other videos on this channel. Also, while you're at it, hit subscribe, because of course, then you'll get notifications when I come out with new videos. So in today's video, I want to talk about assembling a crowdfunding team. And really a crowdfunding street team, if you will. I want to talk about really the reason why campaigns are successful and the reason why many entrepreneurs out there are not successful. And it comes down to one word: skill set. What is your skill set? We're all good at different things, and quite frankly, when you're brought up in an educational system, I was brought up in the United States, usually you're told from a very early age that you need to be good at everything. You need to be good at this subject, you need to get A's in that subject, you need to be good at that subject. I was never good at every subject in school. I was horrible at math. Science I was okay at. But one of the subjects I always flourished in was writing and psychology. These were the things that I was actually good at. And what I learned is that kind of a mindset that you need to be good at everything, that's not really applicable when it comes to the real world. When you're actually thrown into the real world and you have to start a business, you actually have to start something and generate revenue and income, it doesn't matter if you're good at everything. You don't have to be. Of course, you have to wear a few different hats. You have to maybe look over the website when it's first getting started. You have to just wear a few different hats here when you're running your own business. But the success of your business and also the success of your crowdfunding campaign comes down to whether or not you can identify what things you're good at and what things you're bad at. And what you do is you focus in, you hyper focus in on what you're good at, and then you outsource or you bring in teammates when it comes to what you're bad at. And it makes complete sense because we're all on a launch pad here, if you will. You know, like a plane is taking off. We have a limited amount of time. We have a limited amount of mental energy when it comes to launching a business or launching a campaign. And if you don't focus on what you're good at, and you find people that can help you out with the areas that you're not so good at, you're gonna spend lots of mental energy, lots of frustration, lots of time, quite frankly, trying to master things that you aren't good at. The better way to spend your time is to focus in on what you're good at and find other people to replace you with those areas that you're not so good at. So what are some tangible ways that you can do that? Well, number one, you could outsource the creation of your video. I have a lot of entrepreneurs that have come on my podcast who did not actually create their video, but the video is responsible for them raising hundreds of thousands of dollars with their Kickstarter or their Indiegogo campaign. So it just goes to show you, you don't necessarily have to create the video. Honestly, if you don't want to, you don't even have to star in your own video. You can outsource the production of your video. What about some of the other assets that go into the campaign? Well, the copywriting, the campaign images, those images that really sell the product and make me want to buy it or make me want to support your campaign. You can also outsource that. You can find someone to put together the copywriting of the page, put together the writing that's on the campaign page. You can also find someone to make those high quality, high resolution images. You can hire a photographer or a model to model with your product and to really get those images that just kind of pop and make you want to support someone's campaign. So you can also outsource that aspect. Now, in addition to the video, in addition to the copywriting, the campaign text, and the images, there are, of course, the reward tiers. And what are the reward tiers? I mean, the reward tiers being the perks or like the things you get when you actually support a campaign. You can actually, if you would like to, outsource this component. You can find someone who can help you with the manufacturing and design of the product. You can find someone who's willing to go to China and source the various components that go into the creation of the product. Or find someone who's really the designer, really the person, the brains behind the nuts and bolts that go into the campaign, and you're more of the manager. So you can do this if you would like. You can also outsource the creation of the product, but of course it has to be all under your own intellectual property in some way. You need to either hire someone or you need to bring someone in a certain way. You need to make sure that this is still at the end of the day your product. Along with this, one of the most common reasons that people actually follow me on YouTube, on my podcast, on the blog, the most common reason is the information I put out there, the education on marketing. And there are sort of two groups of people here. Usually I find people that are trying to do it all themselves. They're trying to do the marketing themselves. They're trying to really do the social media, the building the email list, the PR, and that's completely fine. I put out online courses. I've written books on the subject. It's all for people that want to do this themselves. And at the same time, I also have people who go through my programs, buy my books and different programs and stuff, and they're really there because they're like, hey Sal, I actually want to outsource this. Like I want to get someone to do the marketing for my campaign. I want to get someone to do the advertising for my campaign, but I want to make sure that I know what they're doing. I don't just want to give them like free reign here. I also want to know the bedrock principles, really the foundation of the marketing campaign and the reason why campaigns are funded. So in addition to the hard assets, the video, the campaign text, the actual product, you can also outsource the marketing, the PR, the building the email list, the advertising. You can do all of that if you would like, or you can get someone else to do it, or you can, I think the best approach, honestly, is to bring in teammates who have a vested interest in the campaign. And these could either be partners with you with the campaign, they could be people that you hire. I honestly think that building your own team is probably the best approach because after the campaign is finished, remember, crowdfunding is a launch pad. Like Kickstarter, Indiegogo, getting funding is great, but really it's a launch pad. It's a launch pad for an entirely new business, an entirely new online store, or entirely new venture, which earns regular income for you and earns revenue. So it makes sense to me if you're getting like a jump start on business, you're getting a jump start on marketing, on creating the product, and all of that kind of stuff, connecting with your initial customers, it also makes sense to me to begin the formation of that team because you're gonna have to do it down the road anyway. So I think that makes the most sense to me. But the core takeaway that I want you to have from this video is that the most successful campaigns usually are not done by one person. It is very, very rare. More often than not, it is a group of people that are working together, that are helping the campaign get funded, that are helping marketing it, that are helping with the creation of the product. And really the end project is a result of a bunch of talented people working together, not just one individual who's really good at one thing. This has been hard for me, as a business owner, as someone, as a blogger, a podcaster, now I do YouTube. This has been a difficult realization for me that I am not good at everything. I try to do everything. I try to do talking, writing, marketing, like all this kind of stuff, video. I try to do it all. But what I've come to realize in the last year or so is that I would make much bigger of an impact. I would cause a much more profound impact if I was to also bring in my own teammates. And over the last few years, I've been doing that to a small degree, but nothing in a calculated sense, nothing in a strategic organizational sense, and creating formalities and structure and all that kind of stuff. And me as an individual, as an entrepreneur, as a younger guy, as I grow in my level of project management, organization, and team building, I have also seen a level of effect, which I can only describe as like profound. I'm able to get done so many different things. Like I have a new audiobook coming out, I have another new book coming out, I have another new course coming out, all this kind of stuff. I feel like I've sort of increased the speed on the treadmill. I'm accelerating much faster as a result of building out my team a little bit, and you can do the exact same thing. I hope you like this YouTube video. I also have videos out there on very specific things related to Kickstarter, Indiegogo, and crowdfunding. You can just go to my channel page and look through some of those and watch those. But I would love it if you could take a second to subscribe to this YouTube video. That way you'll get notifications when new videos come out. Again, my name is Sal, and I'll see you next time.